being able to design something, put in the hours for it, and then see it go off successfully and launch is always a great feeling. They're extremely fun to watch. They're loud, fast. What's not to enjoy about that?
The RCS Rocketry Champions of Russellville, Alabama. Where are you? You're back there? There you go.
Every step of the way was overwhelming. Every step of the competition was overwhelming. We didn't know what we were getting into. We didn't know what to expect. We were just showing up and doing what we knew how to do and hoping for the best.
We were riding high for sure here in Russellville in 2015.
When I signed up, I just wanted to build rockets. I wasn't expecting this.
One of the reasons why I think we were able to do so well is because we didn't have any mark that we knew that we needed to hit to be able to win. We just knew we have to be as good as we can be. So we pushed ourselves as far as we could, and we never got to a point we said, this is good enough. We're gonna slack off here.
One thing that I've noticed from this whole experience is it's a lot more difficult than you think. Just by some strokes of luck, we got to go to national competition there in Washington, D.C., and then they won that, and then we went on to Paris where they won that.
Right after we got off the plane, coming back from Paris, there was a lot of our community there. There were signs congratulating us, a lot of the members from the school, a lot of our fellow students.
To have a high school from a small town in rural Alabama win the national competition and then win the international competition and reach out the way they have. Last year Alabama had 6 or 7 TARC teams. This year we've got 36. Outside of Washington, D.C., we have the largest number of TARC teams in the nation, right here in Alabama.
Welcome to the White House. I love astronomy night.
We found out that we were going to the White House. We didn't have a whole lot of details on what we were going to be doing. It's all the details we had. Show up and look pretty.
With the help from their coaches, the RCS Rocketry Champions of Russellville, Alabama. Where are you? You're back there? There you go. They built a rocket that flies eggs, well, at least one egg, nearly 1,000 feet into the air and returns to the Earth unbroken in under a minute. They beat hundreds of other teams to take first place in the America and International Rocketry Challenges. We are very proud of you, gentlemen and ladies. Great job.
And then they had different tables set up with exhibitions from aerospace industries, engineering companies. There are numerous things that you could do that night, and it was a lot of fun.
These are just a few examples of the work that's being done all across the country, and I hope that more are going to follow the leads of these outstanding organizations, because that's how we're going to make sure our next generation of explorers take us even farther than we're going today.
This is qualification and practice flights for the Team America Rocketry Challenge. It's a national contest for 7th through 12th grade. Every year the rules change, which forces a redesign of last year's rocket. This year their goal is to fly 2 raw hen's eggs to the altitude of 850 feet for a time duration of 44 to 46 seconds.
It's tough to even get to the point where you can attempt to qualify to go to the nationals.
Starting off, you have to do qualifying flights, and you can fly up to 3 of those, and they take the 2 best scores.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Those scores are combined, and the top 100 combined scores are picked to go to nationals.
47.75.
Last year, the Russellville City Schools team won the national and the international competition. This year, they're planning to compete as well. However, they are reaching out to all of the Alabama teams to help them learn how to do it, help them design it, help them do the analysis on their design, help them fly their rockets.
This is the rocket that we took to Paris last year. So this rocket was designed to go 800 feet, carry one egg, and it had one parachute, or two parachutes, and they had to come down in separate sections.
Being able to see those teams come together is great, and introduce them to something that a lot of kids aren't exposed to, and it's something that's different. It's something that really engages students and is an avenue to learn.
Coupler doesn't add anyone because coupler's on the inside.
We had a lot more students interested in joining the robotics team and joining the rocketry team.
We started a junior team to help other kids get involved with it, but not overflowing our team.
Ready, timers? Launching in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They can't get the time. They cannot get our feet because it doesn't work. You didn't turn it on.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I did.
Then it's dead. We can't get the time.
I forgot to turn the altimeter on, and it didn't get our altitude. And then one of our fins cracked, and it fell off completely. So we had to re-epoxy it.
We try to not just show them everything, because through our experience we know that running into the mistakes, making the mistakes, and overcoming the mistakes is how you enable yourself to overcome future mistakes.
I tried not to panic, but in my head I was panicking.
Yeah. We're not gonna get this done. Yeah, our time. Sure, it's on this time.
It's beeping. We hear it. Okay, we all hear it. It's working.
I've learned a lot about working as a team. I mean, today, no matter if we win or not, we win as a team, we lose as a team.
Second place rocket launch is Russellville Team 2.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We did something. We pulled it off.
This year they added an extra egg, which adds 75 to 80 grams to the overall weight of the rocket, and also has to increase the length. 80 grams is a lot when our weight limit is 650 grams. One of our main goals this year was to have a very light rocket. This rocket pre-flight weighed about 448 grams, and our goal is to get under 400 grams.
We started getting into carbon fiber, composites, and making our own nose cones. To me, that's what the next step, the next level was.
What Niles and Katie are doing, they're going to lay up some composite material for fins and bulkheads. They're going to put one layer on the outside of carbon fiber, back that up with a layer of Kevlar, and then the center core will be 1/16 plywood. After they do that, they'll put their layers down, epoxy it, and then they'll put it under vacuum for about 10 hours. And then it sets, and when you get done, you basically have a piece of material that you can cut fins and bulkheads out of.
Before this, we had not done any work with carbon fiber. This is the first product that'll be made out of it.
I just feel like we're all more invested in it since we're, everything is made by us. It's just not like, oh, we need to order like 20 more tubes. It's like, oh, we need to make one ourselves.
But there again, we're getting a lot better results out of it, and we're not relying on those purchased parts and the inconsistencies there. The things that we do, we affects it instead of taking a blind guess and ordering something. So we're about to check the results and see whether or not we made it in the top 101 teams in the nation, and whether or not we'll be moving on to nationals.
It's not the end of the world, but I think we did make it. I don't know.
I
for the most part, thought, we probably did it, but it was a lot of second guessing.
We had several flights that were within the single digits, really great flights, and then every time we'd go to qualify, we would have an off flight or a motor malfunction, just a totally way off, something that we totally didn't expect. So our qualifying scores were nothing like how the rest of the flights went that day. Is that us?
Yeah, that's us.
I think we'll be most definitely prepared by the time we get to DC. We have plenty of time to work out all the kinks and test again, so.
We're out here, this beautiful field here in Talladega, Alabama, where the team is about to launch their subscale rocket for the NASA student launch.
Every year after the TARC competition is over, NASA invites the top 25 teams to submit a proposal for the NASA student launch. You have to send a rocket to a mile, carry an engineering or a scientific payload, and the whole thing is structured like a NASA project. You have to write a paper detailing your rocket, its design, any testing you've done, your budget, your funding plan, how you're going to sustain your program in future years, and your payload, the science experiment you're doing.
Rocket name SL scale, expected altitude 5,000 feet. All right, pad number 4 going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You have to present each one of those to a board of engineers at NASA through telecom. And then they're able to ask you questions and also give you feedback on your design and on your project.
Very nice job. That's some very impressive work. I do have some questions, and I'd like to start with your subscale flight. So the subscale test, it looks pretty impressive. You chose a very hot rocket. Your maximum Mach number is 1.16?
Correct.
So you took that vehicle supersonic.
In the presentations, they do give a lot of feedbacks, which for us being a first-year team went a long way.
All right, guys, if there's nothing else, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you at FRRs.
We are at the NASA Student Launch Rocket Fair, which is held at the Marshall Space Flight Center, held in Huntsville, Alabama.
All right, so how are you guys doing?
Good.
So did you pass your flight readiness review?
Yes.
How was that?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
We had to change motors.
You had to change motors.
We went supersonic, and they told us.
They didn't want you to go supersonic, so you had to stay below 1.0 then. Interesting. Well, you were a pretty hot rocket then.
Yeah.
So are you trying for the altitude as well? Have you got predictions on that yet?
So we haven't actually flown this rocket with this motor in it.
Yeah.
So all we have is our simulations to go off of,
Yeah.
and we didn't have time to refly it. So there's sort of an unknown there as far as altitude goes.
Yep. Good for you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank
Good meeting you all. Thanks for sharing that.
We all love a challenge, and being able to compete on this level is something that I think we all enjoy, and it's just like when we competed internationally with the other teams. It kind of brings us to that same level.
This isn't something that everyone in our school system gets to do. For me personally, it makes me think that, hey, we are a special team and we have done something really great, and that maybe we're going to go far, and just the environment is just really a confidence booster.
You guys have to file full scale.
Student teams from around the country gather here in North Alabama to show off their engineering skill, and we're looking forward to at least more than 40 launches. So hopefully we'll be able to launch here in just a few more minutes, so stay with us. You're watching our live coverage of NASA Student Launch here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Today's launch day for NASA Student Launch. We just finished getting our rocket ready and prepped for flight and got it on the launch pad, and now we're waiting for opening ceremony to be over so we can launch our rocket. They're going to go through and they're going to launch each individual rocket, and after the rocket is hit the ground, the next one's going to fire. This wind's up a little bit, but hopefully we won't get too many sucking trees.
The first rocket to go is RCS Engineering from Russellville High School in Russellville, Alabama, and it's their first SLI launch. Russellville High School! Wow, that's what we want to hear. It's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
We were the first team to launch today, and it went about 2 miles per hour under Mach, so it's pretty neat. And it went about 5,100 feet, and it landed safely, pretty close to the launch pad. So everything worked just like it was supposed to. It all went as planned. It was a really good launch.
We're going to set this up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
We were able to keep watching the scoreboard, and from the scores that we saw from the scoreboard, we were probably in the top 10 out of about 50 teams, and that's including universities, which is exciting. As much time as we have to put into this, and it being all outside of school, it does put a strain on getting all of our schoolwork done, studying for our tests, and accomplishing everything that goes on with school and other extracurriculars.
They were balancing the TART competition with that NASA SLI competition with a lot of the outreach. So those kids were run ragged that entire year after the Paris win.
3, 2, 1.
We're at the TART National Championship, and we're about to go put our rocket on the pad here in about 30 minutes and launch here in about an hour or so. And we're one of the first launches of the day, so we're hoping to get it in before the weather gets too bad, and hopefully we'll be able to make it to the second round. So we've got good spirits about our rocket.
Our last 10 launches, we've had an average altitude of 844 feet, which is only 6 feet off. If we were able to get 844 feet, that would be great. That'd be 6 points, and we'd be more than happy with that.
Yeah, it's real close, 369. Okay, go ahead and take the rocket.
Is that scary that you're first?
No.
No.
We were first.
I mean,
We were the first to launch at NASA at the student launch competition, and it went well, and we started off the day well, so I think we all have confidence that it'll be the same conditions here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. That's your pad card. Pad 2. Good to go. Alright.
We were the first launch of the day. We started off the day with 9 points, so I feel like we set a pretty high bar for everyone else.
4, 3, 2, 1, launch. Russellville City School from Russellville, Alabama. You'll be flying from pad 7 on the gunner. Pad 7. All right.
Our first launch went off great. We ended up with 841 feet in 45 seconds. That's 9 feet off and a perfect flight time, so we have a total of 9 points. We started off in first place. After everyone got done launching, we ended up in 7th place, which is not bad. That's where we were last year going into the second round. So we're pretty confident. Right now we're prepping our rocket, getting ready for the second round.
On 7, range safety is go T-minus L0. Launch control is go T-minus 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. 11 in the queue, 11. 11 in the queue, no running, please, not necessary. 16 in the queue, 16, 20 in the queue.
Hey, no, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Listen, if we have 20 points, we still would have won last year.
Okay.
So it's just this launch. It's not our.
So it's 28 points. That's fine.
It's not bad.
No, that's not bad. 28 points, so we got a total of 37. It wasn't perfect enough. 28 points is not, in our eyes, is not a good launch. It's probably a good enough launch to be able to do well in the competition. But as far as our goals and what we believe is a good launch, that's not a good launch.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
Okay. What was it again?
1812.
Okay, here we go. That's ours. All right. Okay, so you're at 2-1.
Yeah. That's certainly a trophy.
853?
853.
A little high.
Oh, it's reading. You got to score 28.
When we were prepping the rocket, we were prepared for some higher winds because we'd had some higher winds, and then right before we launched, they kind of died down. And the way that we had our launch configuration, we ended up getting too much altitude because we were planning for the wind. I believe there was also a little bit of discrepancy about how we prepared. We should have added more drag than what we did, so we'll just have to wait and see kind of how it goes.
All right, and so it continues with our next list of awards. So these are going to be our awards for the outreach program, the engineering notebook, we got the Spirit of TARC award, and of course, what I think is probably the most hotly contested award next to the national championship every year, the Best Dressed award. So we're gonna get that started off with the Outreach award. You guys all killed it on social media this weekend. Thank you so much. Made my job very easy. But this team, over the course of the past year, did an unreal job with the amount of outreach they did. They contributed to starting a new hub for the TARC program that ultimately led to 19 new TARC teams joining this year. They had, again, an unreal amount of media that they pitched all year long and drove news about TARC, made sure tons more people heard. So please welcome to the stage to accept this year's winners of the Outreach Contest, the RCS Engineers of Russellville, Alabama. So now we are going to do the top 10. And for the top 10, we're going to have you come up and receive your awards. Okay, and on to 9th place in this year, also receiving a $5,000 award and a $1,000 award for their sponsor. This team had a score of 37, and that is Russellville City School from Russellville, Alabama.
It's not easy. There's a lot of things that are out of your control and that are unpredictable, but at the same time, there was almost 800 teams that sent in qualifying scores this year, and to be ninth, that's still a pretty big deal. We had some really tough competition this year. It was pretty heated, so I think we're all pretty proud. I think we're just sad to see it didn't succeed.
We are 3 times the Rocketeers we were since we won last year.
Don't worry about it.
Everything that we've done since last year has been so much better. Our rocket design, our rocket construction, our craftsmanship, the materials we use, everything is much better. It's not because we weren't good enough, it just didn't fall in our favor. because our rocket is so much better than it was last year.
I think what's really getting us is that, you know, we're not ready to be split apart. I think that's the biggest disappointment. But I think we're all really proud of the team that we have and what we've accomplished.
Got to keep encouraging some young kid in Brooklyn or a budding rocket scientist in Alabama or that young girl who's dreaming to become an astronaut. Because as long as young people, like so many of you who are here tonight, keep seeking answers to the great questions, America can do anything. Which is why I'm so excited to have you all tonight. You know, you make me feel hopeful about our future. Because I know that you're not satisfied with being home to the last great discovery. You want to be home to the next great discovery. And you know, when I look out in the faces of these young people, I am absolutely confident that there are new frontiers that we're going to be busting through in my lifetime and beyond. So thank you for that. You make me excited and you make me inspired.